Do you feel these, I don't know, next 9 days, 8 days are pretty vital, or do you feel like you guys are pretty close to being ready for the opener right now?
I think every day of camp is vital. I think for the past couple of weeks we've been working really hard out there on the field, and we've been getting better. We've been making mistakes, but we've been learning from them. So I thought camp has been super helpful so far, and these next couple of days as well will be.
With week 0, how much of it is catching up on stuff from camp, but also looking ahead to Miami?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's finishing up, finishing touches on the offense, making sure that we've got every situation dialed in, and at the same time looking ahead to our next opponent and being able to watch film and pick up as much as we can heading into next week.
Justin, I've read some stuff about you being more vocal, having been more vocal this summer. I'm just kind of wondering what inspired that and what kind of effect are you hoping maybe that has on your teammates?
I don't think I've been any different than what I've done the past couple of years. I think I've always planned to be better and to continue to grow as a leader, as a quarterback, as a teammate. And I think that's the natural progression of playing in the NFL. I've been very fortunate enough to have some really great teammates and coaches around me that have been able to support me, and so I wouldn't be here without them at all.
Justin, what are you looking forward to in your 4th season with a new offense? What are you looking forward to most going into this year?
Just being a better quarterback, just continuing to improve, and continuing on the mistakes that we made last year, fixing those and getting better. And I think we've got the talent outside to be able to push the ball downfield and get it to those guys. And the NFL is a long season, and we're doing everything we can to stay healthy for as long as we can. But just excited to get back out there playing football.
Your competitive spirit and everything. Do you the questions are going to arise again about going forward on 4th down and stuff? Are you of that mindset that you want to go for it, especially, if it's a good situation?
Yeah, given the situation, I think everyone's different. So, we take every situation as they come and be practical about it and look at it and obviously be aggressive but be smart at the same time. So that's Coach Staley's decision, and if he says we're rolling, we're rolling.
You mentioned looking at film, but obviously coming into the opener, it's different now. Is there a mystery in week 1, do you feel, every year?
I think it's a great challenge and opportunity that we face. They're a really well-coached team. We've seen a little bit of them in preseason, but it goes back to years before that. We're going to have to watch film from Denver. We're going to have to watch film from Chicago. So there's a whole lot that goes into it, but we're going to do our best to watch as much as we can and be prepared as best as we can.
You were one of the few guys who didn't play last week who traveled up to the game with the team. What was the motivation behind that for you?
I think it's just the responsibility of the quarterback to be there. Those guys, they worked really hard all week, and they had an incredible win up there. So it was really cool to be a part of and be able to watch that as well.
How much did seeing what Spiller, Josh, and Dotson did during the preseason kind of give you hope for the running game?
Yeah, I thought those guys ran incredibly hard, and it's always great to see when you're able to run the ball like that. And I think the Chargers were near the top in rushing during the preseason, so I think that was really huge to see, and especially with the offensive line that those guys have battled and they've fought, and they're an incredible group. So I'm not surprised by that success. So looking forward to being able to move the ball as well like that.
Now that the evaluation is over with and we're pretty close here, like 9 days out, 10 days out, do you feel like the page is turning, like everyone's there's a lot more anticipation, a lot more sense of urgency now?
I think we've had a sense of urgency as soon as camp started. I think that's one of those things that we did a great job of, is showing up and making and taking advantage of every practice that we got. So from the first one to this one, guys showed up, they gave their best effort, and we got better. So I think that's one of the good things that the Chargers did so far this year.
Justin, what have you changed or refined about your cadence at the line of scrimmage for this season?
Just continuing to work it. I don't think we've changed anything dramatically. I think as long as we're with Corey and that offensive line, we're going to do our best to be able to utilize our cadence as a weapon. And Corey's done a great job of kind of teaching and giving us some advice over his past couple of years of experience. So just continuing to get better at that.
What kind of stuff does Corey tell you in terms of advice on cadence? Is it more about like timing with the offensive line? Like what are some of the things that he tells you?
Yeah, I think just some of the things that he's seen over his years of playing football and what works well and what doesn't work well, what is friendly to the offensive line and what's not friendly, and how we best can use that as a weapon to get false starts, to be able to see what the defense is doing. So he's done a great job preparing us for that.
Is that maybe like a minor area of the game that comes later as you get more experience? Like obviously early on in your career there's so much going on in terms of what you have to do at the line of scrimmage, and maybe you're not thinking about your cadence, but now that you're a little more comfortable, that's something that you can maybe spend more time on. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate statement. It's definitely one of those things that over the past couple of years, we've continued to work on and try and progress, but it's definitely a weapon. So if you're able to use that and be able to hold defenses accountable, I think that's huge for our offense.
In the past has played with some pace at times, turned it on and off. Is that something that you look forward to in terms of could be a weapon for you guys, and just how might that, how might you be able to utilize that?
Yeah, I think that's something that we'll probably have to install here in the next couple of days and just continue to work on that. I think we've got the guys on the outside to be able to make plays like that. So whether it's fast tempo, whether it's slowed down, just excited to be out there playing football.